Welcome to We Have Fun.
We back.
Welcome to We Have Fun. You
We
say
back.
it.
Welcome to We Have Fun.
Welcome to We Have Fun. We have fun. We have fun.
We have fun.
We have fun here. We have fun every day. Fun here. We have fun.
Generally
We
speaking,
have
we have
fun.
fun. Call me
Scooch a few months.
Vladimir Scooching. 'Cause
Oh
I
my
am
God! Get out of my house.
This isn't your house. That wasn't the best comeback, but it was a comeback.
I believe the proper retort was, "No, you."
Who's in my house? Let me ask you a question, Kevin.
Please.
What are your thoughts on self-publishing books?
That's It's not for me to say that it's worse than murder, but I'm gonna say that it's worse than murder.
Because what's a murder?
Honestly, what's a murder? I don't know. What is that?
Plausible deniability.
That's all you need in the court of law.
That's true.
And honestly,
That's the
what's a
best
court of law?
thing. It's the best thing. Once again.
My peers? I'm a piece of garbage. My peers are even worse.
Oh.
I'm not gonna be judged by them. You're gonna come into my dojo and judge me?
Let me tell you who's allowed to judge me. Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you get.
Give me a jury of one man,
Judge Goldblum.
and that way I know judge, jury, and executioner.
Mm-hmm.
I could die by Jeff Goldblum's hands.
Maybe Judge Reinhold.
Can he be bailiff?
Yeah.
Just for
But only
irony's
if he
sake?
acts like Hamilton. From Fast Times, not the Lin-Manuel Miranda.
You want Judge Reinhold to act like Alexander Hamilton as bailiff. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
I mean, it's a simple request.
He's going to get in a duel in the middle of the case, the hearing, if you will, and probably lose it. You wearing wool socks again?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was going to be cooler.
Here's the issue, Kevin. You have never read a forecast in your life.
No. I look at what the temperature is when I wake up, and I make my decision based off of that temperature. It was 73. What's a guy to do?
When was it 73?
9 o'clock in the morning.
It was 87 when I got out of the cinema.
At 1.
You weren't even awake at 9 o'clock in the morning. So
Yes,
don't you
huh?
lie to me.
I was awake, and then I go back to bed.
You would lie. When I texted you last night, and I was like, "There's a 9:50 a.m. show," you were like, "You know what? That sounds good." I was like, "You're not gonna be awake
No.
for it."
And you know what? I was up at 8, and
This man didn't get up till 11:30 the day of Ben's wedding. He's not gonna be.
I was up at 8. Same thing happened. I got up at like 6 or 7, and I went, well, fuck that. It's too early. I'm going to go back to bed. And then I got up at like 11:30. But if I didn't get up at 11:30, we wouldn't have sat and watched Errol Flynn movies all day. So
That's true.
You are welcome.
That's true. You know what? I haven't watched an Errol Flynn movie since.
Why would you? But no, I got up today.
You could choose so many other movies out there.
I got up today at like 8-ish. And then I was like, yeah, fuck it. It's too early. And I went back to bed. And I woke up at 9:50. Well, 9:49. I had to find the time to grab my phone and text you. I was like, I know it's suspiciously 9:50, but I'm also not going to the movies.
I am seated in my seat with my popcorn in front of me, and I was like, "Yep, he's not going." It's just me. It's me and truly early birds.
Yeah.
Me and all these old people, and I was like, I don't know if this is quite everyone's cup of tea here. About to watch some people get ate.
About to have some heart attacks.
Yeah, I almost did. That was just from the amount of butter I put on my popcorn.
Yeah. I always stop and think about it. And I do it anyway. The extra butter.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. You regret it if you don't.
You do. You will. Did you get a large?
Oh, yeah.
Douglas.
Kevin, I hadn't been to the movies in probably over a month. Since Hobbs and Shaw, which is August 2nd.
You know how...
No.
You know how you can't log extra sleep time to make up for sleep that you lost?
I do know that, yeah.
It's the same concept with popcorn. You can't backlog popcorn.
Well, no. If I tried to backlog it, I would have been like, all right, give me 12 large popcorns and some sort of way of carrying them to my seat.
Just a bag. Just a big old
It's gonna be
trash bag.
Like maybe not a trash bag for the sake of appearances. But you know how they have popcorn in those big clear bags?
I'm maintaining that they're like cheapo Walmart trash bags.
Like the huge bags of popcorn?
Mm-hmm.
They are super cheap, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, popcorn's cheap. You wouldn't buy a bag worth more than the shit you're putting in it. That's just bad. That's just bad logistics.
See, I just get ears of corn and throw them in the microwave and hope for the best. I don't even shuck them.
You shouldn't.
Shuck the corn. Imagine if you had to shuck popcorn.
I mean, I feel like you do.
I don't know how that would work. You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears?
You know what? Say what you're going to say about shucking popcorn, then I'll continue on.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. We're not done with that conversation yet. I saw an article recently, and this is related to the cinema.
Okay.
And it's about people saying, like, "Oh, no one's going to see indie movies anymore. All anyone ever wants to see are the big blockbusters." That's the voice of the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, yeah. I picked that up, actually.
And it infuriates me, because all of those small art house movies, they never play anywhere other than New York and LA. Right. Maybe Chicago.
Right.
And so it's like, I want to see this movie, but I don't live in these places.
Right.
And if a theater's going to carry a movie like that, it's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Well, and especially not our theater.
No.
Our theater's only interested in putting that extra operation time into Bollywood.
It's true. And I mean, there's an audience for it, which is great. But, like, our theater didn't even have Baby Driver.
No, it didn't.
And Baby Driver was a fairly big movie.
There was another pretty big one that we didn't get to see in theaters here. I just can't remember what it was.
I think it was like that same year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Whoop, hold on. No, keep searching. I'm just about to sneeze.
Yeah, okay, I'm still searching. It's on me. That was 2017, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Released in 2017.
Okay, Google. When did Baby Driver come out?
2017.
Baby Driver was released in London on June 21st, 2017.
That's quite a market.
And you should market. Market zero. Shape of Water, maybe? Blade Runner? No, we saw Blade Runner. We were able to see Blade Runner. So these all came out in 2017. Wow. It really hurts knowing they came out so long ago.
Maybe it was 2018?
Could have been 2018. Let's see, little comedies.
And I
oopsie. What were we going to see whenever we saw Rough Night?
Oh my god, we saw Rough Night, that's right.
Because Rough Night was not what we had intended to see.
Okay, Google. When did Rough Night come out?
Rough Night was released in Australia on June 15th, 2017.
Why is it giving you these locations?
I don't know.
Rough Night is a 2017 movie directed by Lucia Aniello, starring Zoe Kravitz, Scarlett Johansson, and Kate McKinnon.
I can't make it stop. It's $47 million.
Once you unleash the beast. Bright was in 2017. Ugh, what a dark spot on that year.
Ironically.
I know, right? Alright, it's probably... Was it a popular movie? Was it an award season movie? It probably had to be, right?
Yeah.
Shaboopy. Shaboopy. That is my thinking song. Shaboopy. Shaboopy.
2017 Oscar bait.
The Snowman.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mr. Police. I still want to see that movie. Killing of a Sacred Deer, that could be it. But I don't know if that is it. Because these are thrillers. Thriller night. Bye-bye, man.
We saw The Founder.
We did see The Founder. That's a long movie.
Was it Birth of a Nation?
No, because I did see that in theaters. We saw Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit was fucking good.
Yeah, that movie made me so angry.
Was it Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk?
I don't think so. I never did see that, though.
No.
You needed, like, a special theater to see that in.
Yeah.
Because it was, like,
Passengers.
120 frames per second or something.
Free State of Jones.
Look at dramas.
Snowden.
It was 2017.
Yeah.
Saw that. Saw it. The Post. That was a good movie. Phantom Thread. No.
I don't know, man.
Darkest Air. Mother was.
Mama.
No, not Mother. Blade Runner. Song to Song. Glass Castle. Thank you for your service. Dinner. Stronger. Was is strong with you.
I can't imagine how thrilling this is for the folks at home.
I know. Right. Let's see. Yeah, we'll come back to it. We saw Kong Skull Island was good in theaters. Skull Island.
You said that pretty quick, and
I did. Kong Skull Island.
I had to really think about it there for a second.
That was a pretty movie. It was a pretty good movie. And now we get to see King Kong vs. Godzilla next year, 2020. Oh boy, that was some impressive breathing.
That was the whole chest.
You're a good breather, Kevin. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Thanks, Doug. That's what I appreciate about you. Man, I just really want a beer.
I mean, I have some. Do you want one?
If you are truly, oh my god, if you're offering.
Yeah, I'm offering. Heck, I might have one.
Yeah?
I hope it's cold.
Me too, because that's half the fun.
It's the Hofbrauhaus Oktoberfest.
Ooh, baby. I'll sip one of those.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
You don't have to go.
Guess I'll just Zetz over here.
Yeah, figure out what movie it was.
Here's the problem. I have such a bad memory anymore that even if I found the movie, I don't think that I would recognize it or anything like that. Let's see. Let's see. Well, Rough Night. Are you sure? I think maybe we did go to see Rough Night.
Did we?
I think we did try to see it on purpose. You wanted to go see Zoe Kravitz, and I wanted to see Alana Glazer.
That does sound like me.
It said June, right?
Yeah.
That was Wonder Woman, Transformers The Last Night, The Mummy, Despicable Me 3, Cars 3, Baby Driver, The House, Rough Night, The Bad Batch, All Eyes on Me, It Comes at Night. Maybe that's what it was.
It could have been that.
Because, yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm going with that. I think it was It Comes at Night. Which I have since purchased and watched a couple of times. What are your thoughts and feelings? It Comes at Night.
I only have one beer.
Oh, babe.
I'm going to put another one in the fridge for me.
Oh, babe.
I will tell you my thoughts in a second.
Son of a bitch. Well, there it is. I liked it. You're probably going to hear me say this twice, or maybe we'll just edit it out. Who's to say? But I liked it. I like the movies that are more atmospheric. Well, I didn't really think that through when I said it. I appreciate movies that are more atmospheric than ones that are just so story driven that it seems like it's like formulaic, like it's like a Mad Libs of, story structure. And It Comes at Night was really one of the first contemporary movies doing the, you don't see what comes at night. It's a lot of like, the story is man versus God, or man versus the environment, but with the movie that is put in front of you is really man versus man. I think that's an interesting thing to do. I think it's really clever storytelling, and I wish directors and writers would do that more often.
Did you say Tori Spelling?
Nope.
I don't know what I heard.
I don't know what you heard either.
I guess I'll have to listen to the pod.
Well, okay. And I'm discussing with our friends here that what I liked with the movie was that the story that the characters are in are man versus environment, or man versus God, or man versus beast, but the movie that we're watching, that story is man versus man.
Yes.
And I think that's really clever storytelling, and I would like to see more people do it, even though I can't imagine it's very lucrative, because I'm going to say it, I'm going to get my first soapbox tonight. I don't think that the average audience is intelligent enough to appreciate that on a regular basis. I think it has to be a once every couple of cycles movie. Because on top of... So you've seen mainstream movies do you can't see the thing that's trying to kill the people.
Right.
So you've got Paranormal Activity, you've got Blair Witch. For the most part, Cloverfield.
I think probably the one most similar to It Comes at Night would be Bird Box.
Yes, but Bird Box didn't come out till the year after.
Right. But it's in the same
no,
thing.
for sure, definitely. But so the nice thing about it, all right, it's so ticky tacky to talk about, which is why I think a lot of movie critics get a bad rap. But so outside of Joel Edgerton, and even he's not really a household name.
No.
I can't think
but
of...
he's consistently in at least... I'd say at least decent movies.
Yeah, no, he picks really, really good projects to be a part of. But I can't say that I fully recognize anybody. I couldn't name anybody off my top of my head in that cast. So, no offense to if you're listening in 13 or 14 years whenever we make it. But
it was that guy that was everywhere for a second. He was the younger guy, I believe. He was the husband of the... It was Elvis's daughter or granddaughter. Daughter. I don't know.
Let me do this.
The one that was in Mad Max.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Riley Keough.
Yeah. Riley.
Yeah, she's his granddaughter. Christopher Abbott, he's the one. He was everywhere for a couple of years.
And then there's the Mick O'Rourke, who looks like the cross between Mickey Rourke and Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Wait, isn't that guy...
Tell me I'm wrong.
Tell me you love me.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the movie had quite as satisfying a payoff as I wanted.
Here's something about Mick O'Rourke.
Tell me something about Mick O'Rourke.
He's in the upcoming film Joker, and his role is Screaming Man.
I mean, he's on the up and up.
Wow.
You love to see it. Good for Mick.
Yeah. Good for all screaming men everywhere.
That's me. I'm a screamer.
Boy, don't we know.
Yep.
I enjoyed the movie.
It was a little quiet.
It wasn't what I thought it would be.
No.
Which is always a surprise. It's always... Not always a pleasant surprise, but in some cases it is. And this is a case where it was. Where, there's this dread of the thing that's outside. Mm-hmm. Which, by all means, is a real thing.
Right. Like whenever your mom's coming home and you forgot to defrost the chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So you lock the red door.
Right.
So she can't come in.
Right.
And you lock her outside with all the feral cats.
Yes.
But no, but like what you're saying is exactly right about the man versus man thing. It's like there's this dread of what's outside, but the real enemy is within.
Man gegen man, as the Germans
Cabin
say.
fever.
Yeah. They also say that, the Germans.
Yeah. We've got cabin fever.
And movies seem to... So it seems like I'm not going to say that that's the first movie of its kind ever made.
No.
Because it's clearly not. But in that capacity, contemporarily speaking, I think that at least reignited the spark. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't ignite spark. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right.
It got the spark going again.
Sure.
So that you could have... what was the quiet one? A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And then you could have Bird Box, which I don't know how much I liked Bird Box.
I mean...
I'm not trying to get divisive up in here, but...
No. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to remember, because that came out, last December?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was like, everyone wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
It was a well-made movie.
Yeah, it was just...
For a Netflix original movie, like, something about streaming service movies, you don't expect them to look as good.
Well, I mean, what was the last big-name movie that Netflix made was...
Beast of
yeah.
Which is a great movie.
But, I mean...
But because it was only on Netflix, it just got robbed at all awards things.
That and, like, not to talk down on the event that it covered, but it was, like, not really an approachable movie.
It was very, not American audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to be a real auteur to even think about clicking on that one.
Yeah. I mean, the most universal thing American audience would say was Idris Elba was fantastic at it.
Yeah.
And he deserved every award that season.
But, I mean, the movie... So, Bird Box was just so acceptable. Not acceptable. That's not the word. It was approachable.
Right.
For more than one reason. I mean, you got a weird cast.
Yeah. Wasn't, So, Sandra Bullock's obviously...
Yeah, Sandy Bullock.
Who becomes her love interest?
Black guy, what's his name?
He's in something else of note. That I was like, oh, that's the guy from that thing.
There were a few people that I actually recognized.
Yeah.
But, like, MGK was in it. Machine Gun Kelly. Trevante Rhodes.
The guy from Moonlight.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah. John Malkovich. Sarah Paulson was in it for a spell.
Very briefly.
Yeah. Lil Ray Howery was in it, and I liked him a lot.
Lil Ray, he was in it. Tom Hollander.
B.D. Wong.
He played Greg.
Yeah. And so there's a lot. There's like at least one or two actors or actresses for every demographic, and the fact that it was on Netflix, which is like who at this point hasn't at least stolen a Netflix password.
Yeah.
So it's basically a free movie.
Yeah.
But it just like...
I mean, what was the other big release for Netflix? It was during the Super Bowl. The Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh, yeah. That sucked. That was real bad.
It wasn't what anyone hoped it would be.
I mean, like, there were a couple parts that I thought were interesting, and I really, really liked Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, yeah.
But...
He's great.
He really is great. Like, he at least does what he's supposed to do. And his scenes were, like, the only good scenes.
Yeah.
But there was a whole bunch of, like, non sequitur, like, what's going on Earth. And, like, here's the thing. It's not a bad idea for a movie. Mm-hmm. Unless it's a full feature.
Right.
If it's a short, if it's, like, 28 minutes, I'll even give it a half hour.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll probably watch it twice. Hell, we watched Kung Fury 3 times in one night just to pass the time.
Honestly, I think we're due for another one.
We probably are due for another one.
We gotta get ready for the feature film whenever it comes out.
It didn't need to be a whole, however the hell long it was.
And I'd like to see more things, more high-profile things that are just like a short film.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, they could be like...
Know your medium, folks at home. Know your medium.
I mean, the best part of the Cloverfield paradox is that last shot of the Cloverfield monster roaring through the clouds. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, maybe someday we'll get, like, a sequel that actually helps continue what's going on.
Because, I mean, listen, I know we're all over the place here, but I'm just going to ride this wave that we're on.
Yeah.
I really, really liked... Was it 21 Cloverfield Lane?
10 Cloverfield.
10 Cloverfield Lane. I like that.
That's a fantastic movie.
I don't think it's a Cloverfield movie.
Because that is... It's in the same vein as It Comes at Night, where it's an external threat, but the real thing is what's trapped inside with you. Yeah.
But boy, it's a very different movie if John Goodman comes to that red door.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is what happens.
Market zero.
But, like, throughout that entire movie, you're not sure if there's anything actually outside until, spoiler alert, until she breaks out. Right. And then it's like, oh, crap, there is stuff out here. Yeah. But... The movie I want to see is she drives off to, like, Houston or whatever. Yeah. And then, like, lightning flashes, you see the big ship up in the sky. Yeah. It's like, make that movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that they keep doing this, and it's... I cannot remember if it's Michael Bay or J.J. Abrams or if it's the both of them.
The J.J. Abrams.
It's J.J. Abrams. Listen, this is just my personal thing. It's basically baseless, but I have a feeling that he watches indie movies, because no one else will, goes, this is a great IP.
That's a fun callback.
Yeah. This is a great IP, but I want the money. So he writes a quick scene at the end of a movie, produces that, the whole thing, gives it a bigger budget, they do it for realsies, and then he just shoehorns Cloverfield on top of it. Yeah. Because it went Cloverfield, which I know a lot of people are like, I threw up in the theater. No, you didn't. Quit fucking lying. I loved Cloverfield.
It brought found footage things back.
I really had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, there's not an unattractive woman in that picture.
It's true.
And for the first time, I saw Kristen Ritter. Nope. Spooky girl. What's her name?
Lizzie Kaplan?
Lizzie Kaplan.
That's your girl. I can't believe you're
I know, dude. I feel like I think I had like multiple strokes in the past couple of years because I can't remember shit.
And it was like everyone's first exposure to T.J. Miller before he revealed his true colors.
Yeah, I mean, he's got mental issues. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to rag on him. He ain't right. It's definitely not cool to yell bomb threat on a plane or a train or an automobile, wherever he was. But
or anywhere John Candy might be.
Yeah, but he is brilliant. He's a brilliant comic. But yeah, so first Cloverfield, seminal. And then 10 Cloverfield Lane was like I said, like a great movie, great standalone movie.
Different beast entirely.
Yeah, I don't know if I really agree with it being part of the Cloverfield canon, but all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know when it's set.
No.
And then...
The theory... I mean, you assume it's at the same time everything's happening in New York. Because, like, at the beginning, she's driving away, and she, like, hears that there's, like, an attack or something.
Right.
And, like, that's what happens whenever she gets in the accident, because she's, like, distracted. Right? Or she's making a phone call or something.
She's doing something. I know she gets run off the road by your boy himself.
Yeah.
But...
And then... Paradox. It's like you said. It's like if it was short. Yeah. If it wasn't a full thing, you didn't have to worry about like a whole space crew being
right. Because it's Event Horizon in. I was gonna say in space, but Event Horizon was in space. It's Event Horizon in the Cloverfield thing, and so that's fine. That's a good idea. That's fine. But it doesn't need to be as long as it was. I don't know the exact minute count, but like it could have been like 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Meanwhile, there's a story of the husband of one of the crew members being on Earth trying to save a small child of some sort, I think.
Yeah. And I think that
that seems like the real story there. And it's just like...
Yeah, it's just doing too much. I bless whoever's idea these keep being, because I don't think they're JJ's, like I said. But
no, it's just like a think tank of people being like, what can we do next?
And I'm totally cool, but like, generally speaking, you get one film for origin story. You get one. so far he's already had like 3 goes at it.
Yeah.
And it's just not turning out. So just take us to the action.
So they're all supposed to be the story of this one thing is happening, and it's 3 different stories all happening at the same time that this thing is. And the one is like, okay, this is the main event, and that's Cloverfield.
Yeah.
And then this is how people elsewhere are reacting to this, and that's 10 Cloverfield Lane. And then this is maybe what started it. But
See, I thought they were different points down the road.
Well, because it's like in the Cloverfield Paradox, it's supposed to be the experiments they're running are what bring these creatures from a different dimension into ours. Yeah. But then there's like this whole alternate Earth that's like peaceful. And it's been a while since I watched it. But isn't it like they just decide to stay there? Or whoever's left alive. Yeah. And Elizabeth Debicki shows up in the wall.
Yeah. That's when I started getting interested, because I was like, well, shit, all right, so this is going to be like one of those like creepy, spooky movies.
But then it's not really dealt with at all.
Yeah. No, it's not. I genuinely don't. I blocked a lot of that movie out. I forgot about it.
I might have to rewatch that.
God bless you.
But there's like other things I'd rather watch.
Yeah. Like Walls. Just Walls.
And hope Elizabeth Debicki emerges from one.
Yeah.
In one piece, preferably.
What was I going to say? But Overlord.
Yeah, I did see that.
Was supposed to be, I guess when it was first imagined, was supposed to be a Cloverfield kind of thing. Like
said during World War II.
Yes. Like the Nazis had figured it out or something like that.
Yeah.
And that got retconned. Thank the Lord.
That. Did you see that movie?
I didn't.
It's actually pretty good.
It looked fun.
Grey Worm's in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's his face? Euron Greyjoy's also in it.
Oh, wow.
He plays the Nazi. Just the one.
Oh, yeah?
And Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's son, who I did not realize was their son.
Wait, both of them or the love child? Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, he is their child.
He is their child.
He is Kate Hudson's half-brother.
Oh, Pilu Ashbeck is in it too. Yeah. Man, it's like half the cast of Game of Thrones.
Honestly. It's like the Eternals before it was announced.
Yeah. John Magaro, who was in Orange is the New Black.
Which I still have not watched that.
Yeah, you get a kick out of it.
It's over now, right?
Jacob Anderson. It is over now, yeah.
Maybe I'll give that. I got so many shows I gotta watch.
Bokeem Woodbine, who looks like...
Yeah, he's in that too.
Dave Chappelle if he was an action star.
He was in at least the first season of Luke Cage.
Oh. When you said Euron, I thought for a second you meant Theon.
Oh, no.
And I was like, how is he?
He's in Jojo Rabbit. He also playing a Nazi.
Matilda Olivier.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's the story they tell, and I'm sure it's something that they could like retcon and be like, yeah, no, it is Cloverfield after all. It's just... But I mean, it's pretty stock Nazis dabbling in the occult type thing.
I figured as much. On the eve of D-Day, American paratroopers drop behind enemy lines to penetrate the walls of a fortified kirka, or church, and destroy a radio transmitter. As the soldiers approach their target, they soon begin to realize that there's more going on in Nazi-occupied village than a simple military operation. Making their way to an underground lab, the outnumbered men stumble upon a sinister experiment that forces them into a vicious battle against an army of the undead. Well, spoiler alert.
Wow.
That seems interesting.
It is pretty good. It's a very gory movie.
Yeah. Well, it was written by a man named Billy Ray.
Yeah. I think he directed it too, didn't he?
Perhaps.
He did something else of note. His name is on something else.
Volcano? Heart's War? Earth 2? The Shooter? Breach? Flight Plan?
Hunger Games.
Gemini Man.
Secret in Their Eyes. Oh, you wrote Captain Phillips and The Hunger Games. Well, the screenplay for The Hunger Games. State of Play, Flight Plan, Legalese, Volcano, that movie.
I love that movie.
For a second, I thought it was like some, knockoff crap Volcano movie. Kind of like Minotaur. Shout out to my boy Tom Hardy.
That's a choice.
I'm a Minotaur. I can't wait to watch that movie someday. Off in the future.
That's a good
The
breeze.
Paradox. I mean,
These are good breezes.
These are good breezes. That was a movie where it's like there's so much production value in it, but they don't really do anything.
And that's a real modern plague.
Yeah. It looks great, nothing happens.
Yeah. It's like me.
Exactly. You look great, but you don't do anything.
I don't do anything.
That's a lot. You do a lot of stuff.
Thanks, babe.
You do a lot of stuff to make me happy. Like taking that shirt off. Now take them glasses off and get in the pool. What else? Bird Box. Quiet Place. Essentially the same movie, just different senses.
Yeah.
We saw Quiet Place.
Yeah. I think I saw it twice. Not because I liked it that much. I just
Different
happened to-
people.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks. Literally, you stroked us differently.
Mm-hmm.
I like that movie quite a bit. I thought the creatures were quite scary looking. I would not want to find them in my farm. Because they were like weird versions of... Facially, they looked similar to the xenomorphs.
I was going to say they looked a little...
They wouldn't look out of place in an alien movie.
I thought they looked a little Demogorgon-y.
Yeah. It's like a cross between the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Kevin between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Alien Covenant?
I did, but here's the thing. I'm not real big on alien movies.
You're not.
Mm-mm.
You're not.
I'm not.
So that whole 5-hour playthrough of me in a locker of Alien Isolation
It's not doing it for me. I gotta tell you. At some point, I was like, you know what? Let's just take our chances with the Xenomorph. I bought that game myself to try to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could come here and do something with the game.
Oh, it's an impossible game to beat.
It seems so.
Because the weapons you get do nothing.
They don't do anything right.
Like, you get that weird, like, multi-tool thing.
Yeah.
That has, like, a hammer on the end. And you think you'd be able to beat one of the android things with it.
No.
And-
They just grab it.
Yeah.
And then they crush your throat.
And then you try to shoot one of those things with, like, the 3 bullets you get.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't do anything to
It also doesn't do anything. I think I'm stuck...
Xenomorph is not able to be killed at all.
No. I think I'm stuck right whenever you first meet, like, that other group of castaways and they start shooting at you for some reason.
Okay.
And I think it's whenever the Xenomorph comes down and just starts raising hell.
The first. Oh, it's like the first main area where
Yeah.
it's like there's an area where you sneak away from it,
Yeah.
but it's still like kind of scripted.
Yeah.
And then there's the area where it's like, all right, all bets are off now.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the playground, have fun. You
Yeah.
don't have fun.
You don't.
You have stress.
It is the least fun I've ever had playing a video game.
Well, the least fun was when we tried playing it after we saw Krampus.
Oh, yeah. That game.
That movie.
Still don't like that movie.
No. I think it was just like... I think for me, especially at the ending of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking Krampus.
Uh-huh.
Krampus,
Okay.
if you
All right, cool. Yeah.
One of my biggest fears is going against some sort of force that you have no power against.
Uh-huh.
You don't even stand a fighting chance.
Sure.
So, like, the end of, let's say, Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
like the whole old gods thing, that really got to me. It's like, well, there's nothing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
My fate is not in my hands at all. I have no power over what happens.
Right.
In the end of Krampus, where it's like, where's there, like, in a snow globe over, like, a pit of hell or something?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember all the details. I just remember it being a fucked up movie.
What got me was the worm thing.
Yeah.
The Jack in the Box. I didn't like seeing that.
Yeah. The tone of it was deeply unsettling. It's like, it was all these comedic actors
Mm-hmm.
and decidedly not a comedy.
Yeah.
But there was still things you're supposed to laugh at, but it's like, ugh.
See,
Death jokes don't get to me. I don't like them.
no. Well, I guess it depends on how they're delivered. I'm okay with black comedy,
Yeah.
but in to the capacity that you were given it in Krampus, I was not very fond of that.
No. Even something like Deadpool 2, the airdrop scene.
Yeah.
That doesn't sit well with me. Mm-hmm. I know there's like the irony is like, oh, you get all these like superheroes and it's just like they immediately die.
Yeah.
From the most mundane things. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I get that.
Like Bill Skarsgård begging for his life in a wood chipper.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like it'd be funny if he wasn't begging. That's what it's like. Okay, it's a bit much now.
Yeah. So I actually not to pull us back too far. I read the end of Krampus differently. Yeah. I think than you did, because I didn't see it so much as like a futility thing. Mm-hmm. I just saw it as not that they were in the globe, but more of like a looking glass thing. Mm. So it's like now, like Krampus has his eye on that family, or what's left of it. Oh, they all came back.
Yeah, that was the thing, because like it made it seem like were they all dead, and this was just like kind of them because they all died in the hands of Krampus.
Okay, I see.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
Trapped?
Yeah, it's still to me, and I don't even know where I would get this idea, but I'd have to think that based off of what I know of Krampus, which is limited, it is some sort of derivative of Santa.
Yeah.
So based off of that,
he's like the Antichrist of Santa.
Yes. And I have to think based off that, he doesn't do things for the sake of evil. He does evil for the sake of good. Justice. Yeah, if that makes any kind of sense. So
Santa's like the good end of the scale.
Yes.
That like rewards you.
Santa's the good cop.
Yeah.
Krampus is the bad cop.
Very bad cop.
The very bad cop.
He's the LAPD in the 1990s.
Right. Yeah, so I'd have to assume that it was more like about learning the lesson. Mm-hmm. Now, I can't say if the lesson wasn't learned, everybody would still be alive, but because the lesson was, he returned everybody.
But I remember them all reacting because they all remembered what happened. And then it's like they don't know what state they're in, and that's when it zooms out and they're in a snow globe. So that's why.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I don't know.
That's fine. I still think I read it as like, because there's other snow globes.
Yeah. Implying
that either your theory or my theory is correct, where he has just all these families in the snow globe, but I still think it's like a crystal ball thing. It's just like a way for him to keep an eye.
I'd say maybe we need to watch it again, but I really don't want to watch it.
I truly don't want to. I'll let you be right if that's what the stake is.
I'm right, or we're watching it again.
Oh, man.
Maybe we can, outsource that job.
Yeah.
Watch this movie and take extensive notes.
And then just get back to us on that. We'll get our scribe to do it.
Yeah.
Scribe, write that down.
We're just jumping from movie to movie right now.
We are rapid fire.
This is what the old pod should have been.
Yeah. We went from good movies to bad movies.
Yeah. We've seen so many movies.
Yeah.
Both in theaters and at home.
Out of theaters, if you will.
Yes. The home box office.
Mm-hmm. What a wonderful thing. I just got HBO, truly a couple of months ago.
Oh, the catalog's so deep.
It has consumed me.
Oh, yeah.
Consumed me.
I mean, if you go through all their series, you see stuff from the early 2000s that you, remember hearing about, and, you weren't old enough to watch that or didn't have the means to.
Yeah. Well,
and now it's just there, you can do it.
That was weird gesticulation. The hell that I'm in right now is that I haven't finished a series. Mm-hmm. I'm now caught up.
Oh,
so I have to wait for each new episode to come out like a peasant.
Right.
So I'm between the Righteous Gemstones, which you should be watching.
I should be. I just caught up with Peaky Blinders, so now I'm free to watch other things.
Righteous Gemstones, The Deuce, which I'm in love with.
You are in love with it.
I'm in love with that movie, especially my girl. I think her name's like Margaret Viviva.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
You mean James
Margarita Laviva.
You mean second James Franco.
Not the first one, but she's just like...
You mean the pale imitation. Oh, she's a cutie.
Oh my goodness. I am head over heels, boy.
Boy.
She was in Adventureland, which means she was in Pittsburgh for a short term.
Yeah. I think about...
For a short term 12.
I think about that with Tom Hardy whenever I think of The Dark Knight Rises. People are probably trying to follow Christian Bale. It's like, should have been... Or Anne Hathaway. It's like, you follow two people in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hardy or Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
And the more I think about it, Michael Caine probably didn't come to Pittsburgh because he really didn't have a reason to.
That's what she looked like in season 1, and I was like, who are you?
Oh, wow.
But,
oh, wow.
Love the Deuce. And then Barry. I'm waiting for Barry to come back.
I gotta watch Barry. That's the top of my list.
Barry's so fucking good. I finished Barry, start to catch up finish in like 3 days.
Did I hear they're only doing one more season?
They are only doing one more season.
Okay.
Because they don't, like, there'd be nowhere else to take it.
Right. And I admire whenever a series like, we're just going to do so many seasons and that's all we need. Unfortunately, Netflix series still haven't planned that out.
Yeah.
Even though Netflix just has a habit of canceling them after 3 things. 3,
yeah, which is exciting that Glow's gone back for a season 4.
Was it announced?
Shit, I hope so. I think it was.
I mean, I love that show. That's the season I gotta watch. That's the top of my list. That is the next thing I'm watching. Because I know I can put that down in like a day.
Okay, so... discusses potential season 4. We're crossing our fingers. So they're writing it on the hopes that...
Netflix follows.
Yeah.
Netflix is just so... skeevy.
I mean, how many seasons does Orange is the New Black have? Like 5?
I think so.
Like, at least give the good shows.
But wasn't that based on a book?
It was based off of a book which was written about a person who actually did the damn thing.
Yeah.
But still...
But I don't know that you could get 5 seasons of something from one book.
Yeah.
Unless you're Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Or fucking... L. Ron Hubbard. What's his name? J.R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't really up in his hands. He would have liked that it continued on for a few more seasons because they cut a lot of stuff out from the books. Well,
write the books faster, you dipshit.
Hey man, he's an old man.
It took him like 15 years to finish 3 chapters.
Yeah. The last book came out in 2011. It is now 2019. We're almost in a new decade.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. Fingers Kevin.
I'm saying it.
I mean, I'm still very much interested in that book series because I feel like there's going to be... I mean, the beats might be there the same, but I think how they get there is going to be very different. But that's neither here nor there. So Glow's what I'm watching next.
Yeah.
At some point, I still have to watch Haunting of Hill House, on Hill House.
Yeah. Well, Halloween's coming up. We can watch that together.
All Hallows Eve. Ooh, we can make some popcorn.
Because I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it yet.
Me either.
I heard it's really not scary.
I hear it's scary
unsettling
if you pay attention to the back.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like ghosts and things that you see back there that aren't really the main attraction. Which I was keeping an eye out for in It too.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see much. Unless I just need a practiced eye. Things weren't as obvious as they were in the first one.
Yeah. One thing that I would be looking forward to for The Haunting of Hill House is that a lot of... It's like 70-30 practical effects.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I am a big guy on practical effects.
It seems very, very much in the same vein as something that like Guillermo del Toro would do. Like that movie he just came out with. That he didn't direct, but he produced. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did not see.
I want to, but I'm scaled.
That's a...
I'm a scaled.
You are a scaled.
I'm a scaled.
Scaled little boy.
I'm so scaled.
Hey, little boy. Say, hey, little boy.
Hey, little boy.
Say, hey, little scaled little boy.
So scaled.
My God.
Man, how scaled I am.
That's going to be a watch at home with maybe some lights on.
You think?
I think so. Or at least watch it during the day.
Well, if we go to the movies, you can hold my hand.
The cinema.
The small.
Well, last time... Was the last scary movie we saw together Blair Witch? In which I fell asleep?
I don't know. It depends on when Pee Pee Poo Poo Man came out.
I thought Blair Witch came out after, but it may have been before.
You might be right. I think you're right. I don't know.
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man was not a scary movie.
No, that movie was god awful.
It was a ridiculous movie.
Bye Bye Man came out in
opening.
2017.
It had a strong opening.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just died.
Blair Witch came out in 2016.
Wow.
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man came out in 2017.
Okay, so Blair Witch.
Wow.
I mean, I still haven't seen it.
Wow. Was that really the last scary movie we saw together?
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man?
Yeah.
I think so.
Don't say it, don't think it.
Because that was what...
That
was like, alright, I need to write about this. And that's when I came out with the big article. Which I am...
Can you imagine hating something so much that it compels you to write?
Oh my god. I think that's just how writers operate in this day and age.
I don't know a single writer. I don't know. Maybe we haven't really discussed the, Ars Poetica, but I don't really know a lot of writers from my undergrad days, as opposed to my overgrad days.
Right.
That genuinely.
Your Stalingrad days.
Leningrad days, please.
Oh, wow.
That really, really like writing. It's more of like a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm very good at this thing, but I hate doing it very much.
Yeah, I don't know anyone other than us psychopaths, that are banking their entire future off of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
people that are like doing it as like the hopes that it comes into something.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, there's a girl that I graduated with who's just straight up fucking killing it right now. She's a poet by trade, but she teaches at a college in the Midwest.
So she did kind of what you're expected to do if you have an English degree.
But she's a generational talent. Her name's Kat Lewis. Look her up. She's fucking amazing.
With a K?
With a K.
L-U-I-S or L-E-W-I-S?
Like C-S. L-E-W-S.
Oh. For a second I thought you meant Louis C.K. and I was like, C.S.? Siesta? Siesta.
But yeah, everybody else is just kind of like whatever they can get.
At the Cat Lewis?
Yeah.
Shout out at the Cat Lewis.
At the Cat Lewis.
Friend of the pod.
Is that our first like professional shout out?
I think so. She a friend of the pod? She probably has no idea that this
She
exists.
probably is. I mean, as far as I know.
Alright, well,
we're pretty
the
cool.
shout out's out there. If it is welcomed, great. If not, we rescind it. And a plague on both your houses.
I shouted that at Bloodborne the other day.
A plague on both your houses.
Because I was just getting fucking like Eiffel Towered by these two beast things with these axes. And like I needed to say something funny, so I didn't say something like terrible. Like it was either like yell something farcical or commit a war crime. Like that was the rock and a hard place that I was in.
Right.
So just a plague on both of your houses.
Oh, Mercutio, you talked a long time before you finally died.
Oh my god, do you bite your thumb at me?
Do you bite your thumb at me?
Do you quarrel, sir?
Oh, the bard's tongue. The bard's distinctive language.
Man. But,
Bard's prose.
It's a shame that the Slender Man movie sucked.
I never saw it.
It's a shame that one sucked.
Was that like an origin of him, or was that like based on those girls?
Yeah, it was that one.
The girl survived.
She did.
Which is great.
It was amazing.
Can you imagine being like stabbed over something like that?
You know what though? There were a couple of times in middle school and high school it got pretty dicey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You almost got stabbed?
I feel like...
What?
Used to hang out the bad parts of town.
How oblivious was I? I know I missed out on certain things that were apparently hard to miss out on. But
My serious, grievous back injury. Was tuned out for that.
The rift in the friend group that I somehow was not aware of.
I'd love to.
We all still sat together at lunch, so
Yeah.
it couldn't have been that big of a divide.
Hey man, keep up appearances. That's what you do.
Trouble in paradise. Not to that guy.
No, Doug's wearing 2 different fucking
Stripes and plaids,
stripes
baby.
and plaid.
Stripes and plaids.
And if it was always one at a primary on the day. So if it was a plaid shirt, striped t-shirt underneath.
I remember I had to give a presentation in one class, and the girl who was like sitting like right next to the podium where I was sitting, she's like, "You were just too visually loud for me to pay attention to anything else." I was like, "Great, I got your attention. Now we just need to refine that."
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got dicey.
Slender Man.
Yeah. See, the issue, I always kind of like, there's so much pressure. And not that I don't. So, like, take Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay,
I want to see it.
you do.
I want to see it. I genuinely want to see it.
I want you to see it.
I've wanted to see it since the first trailer came out.
Since the dawn of man.
But it's like, for me, whenever... So, I don't know, maybe... I don't want to put words in your mouth, but maybe it's the same way for you. When you are trying to make a career out of something that is in entertainment, there's so much pressure to... I mean, that's just what I think, but it is my opinion that there's a lot of pressure to enjoy what... And it's like, if anybody's anybody, they like this movie. There's a lot of pressure to be that person.
Right.
So, let's just say, like, I'm having, like, kind of a shit day. When I go to the movies, you're putting up a lot of guap to see a movie. So, you, like, for me...
If
like,
you're going at, like, prime time, you usually end up spending around $30.
Yeah, easy.
And that's if you're like getting snacks. If not, it's just like 10.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a $12
You can
ticket.
sit through a 2.5 hour movie without even a bottle of water.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a major commitment. It's like what you're doing that night.
Yeah.
And
Are you about to throw up?
no, I'm like, bleh, airflow. So right now, there's a couple fun movies that are out, and then there's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's always like this battle between what's the movie that I want to see right now, or do I go to The Office? Is basically how it feels. And so I've already seen it. I want to see Scary Stories, and I think there's another one that's out right now that I want to see.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Hey man, it's coming out in digital like October 5th. So
Yeah, I'll just wait it out. But
I mean, you better believe I got that pre-ordered.
um,
Banking on having some money by that point.
oh, Hustlers, yes sir.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Ready or Not has been getting really good reviews.
It has been. Ready or Not.
Ad Astra looks good.
It does look good. I am all about Brad Pitt's sudden resurgence, but apparently he's going away for a while after this.
Yeah. But there's like, it always winds up that there's a couple movies that I genuinely, like, I think are fun movies. Like, I'm not going there to think too much or worry about story structure or, like, look in the background. I just want to enjoy it as a normal person would enjoy a movie.
Right.
But then there's movies that are like, yeah, well, if you want to be taken seriously, you need to watch the greats. And it's, like, clear that, like, anytime Scorsese shows up or anytime Tarantino shows up,
It's
like,
a given that you will see it. It's just a matter of when.
it's like, fuck, alright, well, I gotta go to church now, but maybe in a couple of weeks when I get the money to go back to the movies, I can see a movie that, not that I actually want to see, but like one that I think I might enjoy more because I'm not taking notes in my head the whole time.
And I think that's kind of getting back to like the whole, what's being showed when thing that we started this off with. It's like, if a movie isn't producing immediately, it gets relegated to, you can see it, there's 2 time slots a day. One's at like 11:30 at night and the other's at 9 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, well, that doesn't work out. Because I'm a rational human being.
I mean, our Cinemark has 12, does it have 12 theaters? 16 theaters?
16.
There's 16 theaters, and this past weekend, I know that they had 5 or 6 of those theaters playing it.
Yeah. And like, I think that's the issue is like there's certain trade-offs. Like, so our Cinemark within the past 2 years now, they refurbished all their theaters.
Yeah.
So it's not the typical stadium seating anymore.
Yeah.
It's recliners with trays.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than having, 300 seats in an auditorium, now you get like 150.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it's all part of the theater business is really interesting because it's devouring itself. Mm-hmm. It's trying to be competitive with the streaming services, but they're like, oh, people don't come out to the movies anymore. Well, that's because movie tickets like $12,
Right.
or they can just, and that's not including the fact they have to drive to the theater, so they're spending gas. They have to clear their schedule for that time to go see it. And then they see all these things like, well, I'm going to be in here for like 2 hours at least. So I'm going to want something to nibble on, something to sip on. So that's even more money.
Right.
But, and then the theater does something where they get all these expensive things now. It's like, oh, we got these nice new recliners that we're going to have to charge you more for because now we're in the hole and we need to pay for them somehow. And it's just like, well, if you would stop trying to promote these novelties when people are just going to see a movie.
Yeah.
They're there for the movie, not for a foot massage.
Right.
While you're doing it.
I agree with you.
It's just frustrating. It's like, just shut up and listen to what the people actually want rather than what you think they want.
Yeah.
And maybe your business will be better.
Yeah. And the irony being that they think that battlefield is in the lobby of a movie theater when it's actually in the theater itself.
Yeah.
People like that, if you've ever listened to somebody, like somebody who like, not to sound like condescending, but like somebody who's like doesn't really get like movie structure and like has never really seen a script, let alone read one or written one, like has no interest in making a movie at all, but they rattle down the idea, oh, you write movies, you should write this movie. Right. And it's like, that is a terrible fucking idea. Yeah. The grand majority, I think, of the more pedestrian, again, this is me with my condescending hat on, I hear what I sound like, you don't have to tell me. Yeah. The average person that goes to the movies, if they have their niche and they're smart about their niche, like that's one thing, but like they really don't know what they want in a movie. No. And I don't really remember what my point was. I got so in my own head. But
so the point of all that is, I don't know if this is what you're getting at.
Probably not. But continue. Just get me off this.
People go to the movies because they see a trailer and they're like, "Oh, that looks interesting. Mm-hmm. I want to see that. It looks fun. Yeah. It looks scary. It looks funny. Yeah. It looks action packed. Whatever it is that gets you to the theater.
It's a hell of a movie.
Yeah. But then, like, the other side of the issue is people don't need to go to the movies anymore because a lot of, we've all seen the trailers where it's like, well, you see everything that happens now.
Yeah, there's some very poorly designed trailers.
All the reveals are there. And, like, it's something that I consciously look for when I watch a movie now. It's like, oh, I've seen who makes it. Mm-hmm. Or I've seen who doesn't make it. Or I've seen this has to happen, which means what have you. Or like I know it's like, all right, I know this isn't the final fight because I've seen them fighting at this other thing. Yeah. Now Marvel with, I don't know if they did it with Endgame, with Infinity War, they purposely put fake breadcrumbs in the trailer. Yeah. There were scenes in there that were never in the movie, that were never going to be in the movie. Yeah. Just to get people to think, or to people to think that this is going to happen when actually none of that is ever going to happen. Yeah. I don't know.
What was I going to say? Shit bar.
It's a complicated business. But
I was going to say...
And it's because it's constantly changing.
Yeah. I'm honestly, and like this is not going to work because somebody's going to feel like they have to win. But as a model, I'm okay with the premiere movies staying in theaters. And I don't think theaters are going away.
No.
I think they just need to calm the fuck down. Like, I'm okay with, like, if it's going to be an event, let it be an event. Like, if you have deals with, say, and I know that these are all outdated names, but, like, with your Johnny Depps, with your Brad Pitts, you know, whomever, I'm okay with them doing contracts that say, okay, every movie that I do can only be in a theater. And I'm okay with, you know, B level and like some A levels that get snuck through, like being on Netflix. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with opening up Netflix and not assuming that I'm going to see a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the point of Netflix. Like, it's very, it's right there. It's like not like Bill and Ted's Excellent Movie Place, but it's accessible, it's approachable. It's not meant to be HBO.
No. At least in its inception, it wasn't.
Right.
It was. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. I just think that, like, if theaters want to get back to their golden age, do what they did in the golden age. Mm-hmm. Where it was just like, I mean, you don't have to charge $2 for a ticket. Right. It can be like reasonable. I don't think it should go higher than $8. Mm-mm. I don't think you should be paying more to see a movie once than you can pay to own it.
Sure. Yeah.
And watch it whenever.
Definitely.
And it's just like, whenever theaters ruled everything, when you had to go to theaters to see a movie,
yeah,
it was just simple seating, simple snacks, all reasonably priced.
Yeah.
The theaters...
Like Showcase.
Yeah. The theaters should not be the ones who are... They shouldn't be the ones that have to make up the money to produce the movies.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like, just because Star Wars costs $200 million to make,
yeah,
does not mean tickets have to be more expensive for that movie.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a higher demand, but if you didn't gut your theater and remove half the seating, you wouldn't have that issue.
Well, I guess so. What was the issue with the Hateful Eight? It was that it needed a special projector. Yeah. And most of the theaters in America, especially the ones that Tarantino wanted specifically to show, they could not afford those projectors. So he had to, like, give them. Is that what it was?
Or subsidize them? Some sort of agreement where it's like, I don't know if there's a company that has all these projectors. He pretty much just had to, like, strike a deal with them.
Yeah.
That, like, all the showtimes or all the showings of the movie in this format, so much of the income from that will go straight to you.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think it was a very lucrative deal for him, but he wanted people to see a movie a certain way.
Right. And you have to
that was more important to him.
You have to appreciate the artistry.
And I saw it in that way, and it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did you see it in Robinson? Did you have to go down Southside?
I had to go to Waterfront.
Yeah. Shit.
Because I think Lowe's is the only theater that has...
It seems like a nice theater.
It is a nice theater.
Yeah.
I used to think their popcorn wasn't great.
Yeah.
Until I went to... I mean, it is an AMC theater, but I went to an AMC theater in Houston to see Endgame.
Yeah.
And the popcorn was garbage.
Yeah.
And, like, I never missed Cinemark so much in that moment.
Yeah. I went to an AMC in... It is the one that's in Burbank. Mm-hmm. And I think I remember there being their popcorn pretty good.
Maybe I just had a bad one. Or maybe it was because it was Endgame day and AMC had announced that their theaters were going to be running 24 hours a day for that first weekend.
Yeah.
There wasn't even anyone to claim my ticket. I could have just walked right in without a ticket.
Yeah, that's when I went to see it. That's pretty much what the story was. I saw that down Southside, and they like
with Good Buddy Ben.
With Good Buddy Ben.
Oh.
And they pretty much just let us in. Like they're just like, you're in. That's fine.
It's too chaotic to try to figure out. When the seats are full, they're full.
Yeah, but
we just hope that everyone bought a ticket so we get the money from it.
But to your point, I wanted to see, because I saw not Rogue One.
We saw Rogue One at the same time. on the opposite ends of the country.
We did. Okay, so it was Rogue One,
Right.
yeah. Because I saw it at 8 and you saw it at 11, and when we both got out of the theater, it was the same time.
It's just, dude.
And
I think that's one of the best Star Wars movies.
I liked it a lot.
Hands down.
I liked it a lot. I wasn't sold on some aspects of it, but I loved that fight at the end.
Oh, yeah. Where it's like a 45-minute fight.
Yeah.
It's like an actual war in a Star Wars movie. And you don't often see that in a Star Wars movie.
We've seen the stars. Now look at the war.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see it. I wound up seeing it at an AMC, and I mean, it was Burbank. Like,
you were able to squeeze it in between your 11 viewings of La La Land.
that was a good year for me. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I thought about when I went to see it the first time.
Yeah.
When I tried to see it, and it was sold out.
Oh my god! You saw.
I saw Manchester by the Sea instead. I went to see, a happy romantic musical. What I ended up seeing was a bleak story about a man whose brother died and he had to take care of the son. But then you learn that this guy, all of his kids died in a fire that he may have started accidentally. It was an accidental fire.
Yeah.
So many people die in this movie,
so
tragically.
Funny.
It's like, what?
That is so funny. I might watch that movie tomorrow, to be honest with you. Not Manchester by the Sea, but...
Manchester by the Sea's was an Amazon movie, so it's always on Amazon now.
Yeah, but Casey Affleck.
Staring me in the face. This was right when he became problematic.
Yeah.
I saw it before the news broke.
Yeah.
What was it he did?
He sexually assaulted a couple of people.
He did sexually assault people.
I
wasn't sure if he was just like harassing people.
Yeah, I think he sexually
or
assaulted
if he went
a couple
all the
of people.
way.
But you know what? Actually, now that I say that, he was on whatever Dax Shepard's podcast is. Armchair Expert.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it. I listened to a small trailer.
Mm-hmm. I hear that's a pretty good podcast.
I love Dax Shepard.
He's good people.
Him and
Kristen Bell.
I thought of her last name. They're just adorable.
They are.
They're the last bastion of hope that there's really love on this planet.
They are a couple goals. I mean,
they are the best.
They're perfect.
Just because it's just like they're just normal people.
They are just normal people.
I mean, like, yeah, of course, no shit, but like they even act normal.
Yeah.
They look like people that just keep wandering on set.
Like, did you listen to Kristen Bell and Maron's podcast? Whenever he like made her lunch or whatever, and it was like it was such a normal thing.
Yeah.
That you don't really consider like these people do.
Yeah.
It's just you like made her like a tuna sandwich or something.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that she just like cries all the time, like happy tears, it's just it makes me laugh.
She's so genuinely happy for people. I think that's why it's crazy you haven't watched The Good Place yet.
I know. And it's not that I'm avoiding it. It's just like
it's a special show. It's very different than everything.
I mean, Ted Danson.
Than anything.
I love Ted Danson.
Oh, he's fantastic. The suits that he wears.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
But he had Casey Affleck a couple of days ago. I have no concept of time, so it could have been like a week ago.
That's
but I listened to a small trailer of it, and I don't know how to describe it. But he doesn't plead his case because he says something to the effect of, at least in the trailer, he says something to the effect of, he didn't want to defend himself then, at least not in the public sphere, and he especially doesn't want to talk bad about the women now.
Yeah.
Because what good would it do? And two, he had some weird point, if I remember. He had some weird point about it being like, he was confident that maybe he gets canceled for a little bit. The real victory would have been the people that are actually... Now, these are his words, not mine. I don't know shit about shit. But the people that are actually assaulting people, like your Harvey Weinsteins or whoever, those people would be on alert.
Yeah.
Like, so he was okay with it being a flare because he was pretty confident that he would be able to get out of it somewhat.
And he was never in the public eye as much as Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Or as a lot of these other guys are doing.
Yeah.
That have been accused. He was never like... He wasn't as stupid as Kevin Spacey about it. But he wasn't as visible as him.
Yeah.
My big issue was with Kenny Lonergan.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever he came out to defend Casey Affleck. Mm-hmm. And his defense was essentially, he's a good actor. He puts on a good show for people. What do you want? Like, leave him alone. It's like, buddy. Ken. There's the door over there.
I mean, to be fair, Kenneth Lonergan looks himself like a rapist.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the people that defend these actions, it's like, what is there... Like, the people defending Woody Allen. Scarlett Johansson came out.
Yeah.
This week. It was like, he says he didn't do it. Meanwhile, we have pretty much irrefutable evidence at this point.
Yeah,
that there was foul play.
He's a big old piece of shit. And you know what? His movies aren't that good.
I have never seen one. I've seen part of Midnight in Paris.
He did Annie Hall, right?
He did do Annie Hall.
Yeah. It's supposed to be some sort of seminal comedy.
The only good thing about Annie Hall is that it was like Jeff Goldblum's one of his first speaking roles in movies. Mm-hmm. And his line was just, "I've forgotten my mantra."
Yeah.
Which, no one ever forgets their mantra.
I certainly...
Mine is, "What's the rush?"
Or death, depending on what circumstance you're in.
Death! Only two places you end up, either dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm. And you got Shelley Duvall. You got Chris Walken. You got Carol Kane. You got Jeff Goldblum. You got Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourn. But yeah.
Got Gary Muldeer.
Personally, I do think Casey Affleck, of the Affleck brothers, is the better actor. Mm-hmm. I admire Ben Affleck for his directing. Argo is just a fantastic... I love Argo.
I had heard that, yeah.
I haven't watched that one. I might have to watch that soon. But the first time I saw Argo was at a movie theater in Johnstown. I don't remember what the chain was. But I remember because I got, like, the skin of a popcorn kernel stuck in, like, the back of my throat. And, like, the last third of the movie, I was just trying desperately to get this thing out.
You hate to see it. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. So I saw Rogue One at a Burbank AMC.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do...
You got away from that conversation.
Yeah. What I wanted to do was see it at the...
ArcLight?
Yes. But tickets were like $48.
Yeah.
And I was like...
No thank you.
No thanks. Guess I'll just see it where I can walk.
Oh, you had flown out there that time,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was out there for work.
I forgot about it. I forget about that sometimes. Mm-hmm. You were out there for, what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
Those were a dark time. Actually went pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because it was right around Christmas and I had other things going on.
Yeah, it was like December 3rd to December 20th or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Wild times.
ArcLight. Hollywood. Yeah, let's take a look at this shit. Let's just see what the...
Hateful Eight was a problematic movie.
Which one?
Hateful Eight.
I didn't see it.
It's, I mean, with everything that came out about Tarantino and that Uma Thurman thing in the New York Times last year.
That's not too bad. $18 right now to see maybe just because it was a Star Wars, it was so expensive.
It could have been. Pretty much any Disney thing these days, because they have such a monopoly, is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Like, Disney was pretty much single-handedly the company that... Well, no. MoviePass was a horrible business plan to begin with. Mm-hmm. Everyone who signed up knew that it was a terrible plan and that it couldn't last forever. But Disney was pretty much like, this will not work on our movies.
Yeah.
And because their movies are so much of it now,
Yeah.
it's like people aren't using. I would use MoviePass for like the awards movies, the ones where nobody's going to see them.
Right.
And it's like, well, I don't need, and I'm gonna go like every other day pretty much. So I'm gonna have to, rather than shell out money for it. The business of the theaters. Maybe that's where our sponsor should be. Big theaters.
You think?
Maybe.
I mean, how many theaters are there? I mean, ArcLight's a chain, but it has like 5 theaters in America, and they're huge, like highly premier. AMC has a million goddamn theaters.
AMC's the biggest.
Yeah.
Cinemark's a big one.
Yeah.
This is Alamo Drafthouse.
Yeah. Lowe's. But
some Lowe's are also AMC's.
That's true.
And that's what I don't understand.
I'm going to read that later.
Phoenix Big Cinema. No,
theater companies. You think we'd be able to rattle this shit off?
Theater chains.
Okay, so these are...
Regal.
Yeah.
Some of these I haven't even heard of.
Oh, you're looking them up.
Like Marcus Corporation.
Regal, Harkins, Marcus, Malco. How many ArcLights are there?
Hoyts. Oh, wait. It's the USA. And also probably Canada.
Cobb Theaters, okay, I knew that one. But you would say
Alamo Drafthouse, AMC, Allen, Apple, Atlas, B&B, Phoenix,
Carmike,
Bowtie, Cinetopia, Brendan, Center Cinemax, Cinelux. I feel like I've been to a Cinelux.
It also kind of sounds like a porn producer.
It does. That's why I'm... It's like whenever you're like on vacation somewhere and you go to a movie theater that's not the one you're used to, not even like the chain you're used to. It's like, oh, this is fancy.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think I went to a Cinelux in Vegas, which makes it sound even more like a porn. Cinema Entertainment Corporation. That doesn't sound fake. Cinema West Theaters.
There are 35 Alamo Draft Houses.
Was Showcase Cinemas West?
There are 659 AMCs.
Wow. I miss Showcase Cinemas West.
Right?
Cinemagic, Cinemark, Classic Cinemas, Cleveland Cinemas, Cobb, Comic Attractions, the Decorian Corporation, Dipson, Imagine,
525 Cinemarks.
Entertainment Cinemas, Epic Theaters, Evo Entertainment Group, Entertainment Cinema, I think I said it. Fairchild Cinemas, Flagship, Fox Theaters, Frank Theaters, Fridley Theaters, Funasia, Galaxy Theaters.
How does that figure?
Galaxy?
No, there are 90 Marcus theaters and 1,098 projectors.
Wow. This has to be big theaters.
Let me see what these motherfuckers look like. That was a weirdly aggressive thing to say. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Marcus Theaters.
Yeah. Extra room, extra comfort. How much room are we talking about?
It's a bed. It is a king size
You can
bed.
eat there. There are...
What's the theater here that's like has waiters? That you have like sit at a table and there's like... I think it's in the North Hills somewhere.
Oof. I don't know, man.
It's like a super fancy one. It was like the fancy one before Cinemark was like, we got recliners now.
That's a good question. Let me see.
I don't know. I do know that I miss going to the movies all the time.
Southside Work Cinema?
No, it's not that one.
Maybe I should specify movie theaters.
Yeah, that's what I did. Movie theater chains. Because you don't want to get like Broadway companies in there.
There's the Manor Theater. Indie movie theater with a cocktail bar.
I've been there.
We have a row house cinema.
We do. I follow them on Instagram.
AMC Waterfront 22.
Lowe's improving home improvement. Shout out Lowe's.
Hollywood Theater, single screen theater for Hollywood classics. There's the Regent.
Super fancy
I'm sure that'll play.
movie theater. Century Square Luxury Cinemas? Could that be it?
That's probably it in West Mifflin.
Yeah.
There's one called the Blood Memory Project.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that.
There's also, this is kind of funny, the Parkway Theater down the rocks.
Yeah.
But the picture that they used is clearly a Pens game of them allegedly shitting on the Flyers 4-1.
You love to see it. That's not even the full theater there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the first. Have you been in the full theater there?
Mm-mm.
So, I was there for trivia night once.
Yeah.
And
Wednesdays at 7:30.
yeah, and you can just kind of like walk in to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you need to do anything, but when I went in there wasn't a movie playing. It was just kind of like a DVD. Like, you know those screens whenever you had a DVD player on, but there wasn't anything in it.
Yeah, and it just like
It was like the
pops.
background wallpaper.
Yeah.
It was basically that.
Interesting.
It was like, so I could, and the thing was, you could, if you won, I think like 5 weeks of trivia night in a row, you were able to host a movie screening there.
Oh.
Any movie of your choice, you brought the movie yourself pretty much,
Huh.
and you could bring in like 40 friends and just watch the movie. They'd get in for free. You know, they'd have to pay for like beer, popcorn, or
Right.
everything. But I was like, this sounds great, and I haven't been back there since.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That's what happens. Did you have another point you wanted to make?
I think I did, but a lot of this is stuff I want to put down in writing.
Oh, okay.
I want to air my grievances with the theaters in that capacity.
Oh, all right.
And also, I don't know what I've said already.
Well, make sure we still have jobs when you're done.
It's funny, because we don't.
Yeah. Well, save the landscape.
Don't just carpet bomb the industry. I see what you're saying.
Don't Donald Rumsfeld it.
Oof.
To that end, yeah, I think I had fun.
I did, because I love talking about this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? This is an hour and a half that passed rather quickly.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, I saw we were in good discussion at an hour, so I thought I'll let it go.
Yeah.
And now we're petering out again, so better cut our losses. Hey,
Yeah. Well,
Peter.
you can tell we were petering out because we were just reading a list of movie theater chains. Started off rough with the reading what movies came out in 2017.
That's all right. We're all friends here. We have
true.
fun.
We do
have
have
fun. And for we have
honestly,
fun.
we have fun.
Yeah, honestly, we have fun. Fuck was my name? Oh, right. For we have fun. I've been Kevin.
I am always Doug.
You sure are, Doug. And that's why we like you.
That's true.
That's what we appreciate about
That's
you.
all I got.
All right, boys and ladies. Who are we talking? You know women listen to this.
Not yet.
Unfucking believable.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, and big tobacco.
Yeah. Bye-bye.